Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Virche, continuing the fan disc. Whatever, we'll figure it out, Anyway, so we are going to start our Virche de la Coda emotion, whatever. We're starting the emotion things, but we are going to go down to Mathes's. Now, that, if you noticed in the thing, it says it's for the... In the guide, Atomic Kitten says for the Salvation End, but this says the Salvation and Despair ending sequels. Good! We needed more despair. I don't think this game had enough. Woo! Okay, so the despair ending is the one... I don't remember the good ending. The Salvation End. I don't remember that one. Did we get out of the basement? I don't remember. Like, the despair ending is, I remember this CG, and this is going to be the one where Camille dumped himself into Mathis, and we're like, yeah, sure, I'm Rosalie. Right. And it's like, well, it's kind of, I guess it's okay. And we're just hoping Mathis is in there somewhere, and it was kind of fucked up, but like, whatever. So we're going to do that one first. There's no choices in this one, so... It had been a few months since my beloved Rosalie and I were married. Our life continued in this dark, underground room. I'm pretty sure in that CG we were in the attic. Rosalie, I want you to kiss me this time. I'd love to. She shyly turned her face away for a moment while we lay in bed. We sleep in the dungeon. He could have at least given us a different room, but like, what the... Okay, we sleep... Oh, actually... I don't think Rosalie's in the tank anymore. Her golden hair swayed as she mounted me and gave me a passionate kiss. Wow, this is the despair end? Close your... Guys, avert your eyes. It was so endearing to see her cheeks turn red like roses each time I touched her. Camille. Rosalie. And like, okay, I'm sorry. But is Jamil watching this? Like... Well, I can't be with Rosalie, so I dumped myself into Mathis, and I guess I'm vicariously living through watching fake me bone fake Rosalie. I'm kind of like, all right, okay. I carefully caressed her body in response. The sound of her kisses tickled our ears. Just as I was about to undress her as usual, oh dear. Rosalie groaned slightly as her lips released. Rosalie, what's wrong? Rosalie? Upon closer inspection, I noticed Rosalie's face was completely pale. Her delicate fingers covered her mouth as if trying to keep from vomiting. Oh dear God, we're not pregnant, are we? Oh, fucking A. I hate it when they do. Listen to me! This is gonna make it a despair ending. I'm aware in the times that we're living in here, there was no birth control, so like whatever, but like I hate it. Don't force babies on me. Don't piss me off. Listen, that's the one thing I fucking hate. Well, not the one thing, but it is one of the big things I fucking hate. I hate it. I hate it so much. And like, why you gotta ruin it? We were already on an territory game. You're ruining it now and making me want to yeet you. Like, I don't even want to finish this now. Serious, I'm going to be that dramatic about it. I fucking hate it. But I'm not, that's true. It's not Spacey, it's Rosalie. We're just watching Camille and Rosalie, so. Okay. I hurriedly moved my head back and looked at her face again. Wait, the curse. But you're not that age yet, so why? No, this was no time for questioning. I wish it were the curse. It is a curse. I need to get you to a doctor. Oh, no. It's okay. Jean's just going to bring Capucine in. No, it's fine. Rosalie weakly stopped me by holding onto my sleeve as I was about to get off the bed. Rosalie, I don't think this is the curse. Ugh. I was hoping. What do you mean? Rosalie hesitated for a moment, then slowly confessed. Camille, I think I'm pregnant with your baby. Ugh. This is worse than the curse. Kill me now. I guess she was going to say Mathis, though. Huh? For a moment, I couldn't understand what she said. But seeing Rosalie's hand move to her belly so gently and carefully made me realize. The realization sank in and my worry turned into joy. A child. Rosalie's and mine. Proof that we lived and loved each other in this world. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rosalie. I embraced her with all my might, careful not to put pressure on her belly. You and our future child. I'll make sure we become a happy family. This is exactly what Camille actually said to Rosalie, and that's disturbing. I proclaimed it full of joy, but for some reason Rosalie looked downcast. Rosalie, what's wrong? It's our child. Aren't you happy? No, because I hate it when games do this. But also, to be fair, she's going to be miserable because she knows. Obviously, she's just, like we remember from that thing, she's just pretending to be Rosalie. Like, yeah, sure, I'm Rosalie. And, like, it's got to suck because she's like, I'm happy. But she's going to be sad because she's not in love with Camille. She's in love with Mathis, and she can't really share this joy with Mathis because he's not in there, maybe. Probably somewhere, but, you know. Yes, of course. I'm sorry, I was just surprised, that's all. Rosalie shook her head and smiled with me, then hugged me back. John's gonna be pissed. I put my ear to her flat belly as if to introduce myself to my future child. A heartbeat. I was sure I just heard a tiny life waiting to come out. Yeah, I don't know if that's how that works. Can you just hear that early? Since then, I began living life with a focus on Rosalie's health. Over the next few months, her belly grew larger and the life within it began moving around in search of its parents. Ugh, everything about this sucks. This is why it's the despair ending. I don't like it. But, Rosalie, are you still feeling morning sickness? No, it's not that. For some reason, Rosalie hadn't been well recently. Could she be afraid because it's her first pregnancy? I heard that being pregnant puts a great amount of stress on a woman's body and mind, far beyond what any man could imagine. I was doing my best to encourage her, rubbing her back to help her feel comfortable, but right here, though, I've heard that this is really stressful for women, and I just want to try to be supportive. Better than 90% of fucking men in the real world, all I'm saying, though, so. We stand a man who's actually not a twat waffle. The new life she was growing would soon come out, and naturally she would feel anxious. I never knew how stressful it would be not being able to carry this load for her. See? Look at how supportive he's being. He's like, this kind of sucks. I wish I could help here, but I can't. Like, look at you, though. I mean, let's be fair. Let's be real. I hate the whole forcing me to be pregnant thing in games. Gross. Turn off. Okay? But, like, we stand a man who's supportive and does not try to mansplain pregnancy to a fucking woman and act like it's motherfucking easy. So, like, high five for him, especially in this world we live in now. Rosalie, let's think of something nice. I gently put my arm around her shoulders and whispered sweetly to her. Say, for example, after our child is born, what should their name be? Their name? Suddenly her eyes widened in surprise. We can come up with our name. We can come up with a name for our child together. Stop it, Bird. Of course we can. Who else would name our child? The real Camille? Where's the real Rosalie? Seeing my smile, her expression softened. If that's the case, I have a name for a baby if he's a boy. Oh. She's gonna say Mathis. Oh? What is it? You see, it means gift of God in another language. She gently rubbed her belly, pausing for a few moments. Well, It's enough letters for Mathis, but it's just dashes. In a tiny voice that only I could hear, she whispered the name as if searching for something long gone. Yeah. Oh, 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 his brain's gone haywire. Yep, and that's probably Mathis that's blocked out. That name. No. Huh? But this name is. I'm not sure why, but never. Any name but that. It's just. Why? He was happy with the name before. That's interesting. Rosalie whispered in a quiet voice. She probably thought that I couldn't hear her. Before? Happy? What is she talking about? What are we talking about? How many kids have we had? Unless. I don't know if we got this in the first one, but like, is that like actually the name that Rosalie suggested to Camille when she would? Because we know that like she was pregnant, whatever, they were going to get married, and then the other hooker fucking killed her, right? So, like, did she suggest Matt? Is that why Jamil gave Mathis the name Mathis? Is because, I mean, because he was created from his actual child's fetal tissue. So, in a way, he's not just your brother, he's kind of your son. But you created him, so theoretically, yes. But also used fetal tissue from Rosalie and a bunch of other dead hookers. Like, so genetically, he would actually partially be related to you. But do you think that the name, he named him Mathis because that was the name Rosalie picked out for their baby? I don't remember if they explained that in the first game. Shit. Hey, that's a nice name. Looks like our baby has a great future ahead of it. Anyway, it'd be Mathis. When you grow up, make sure you find a perfect partner just like I did. Oh, Camille, it's too soon for that. We don't know if our baby's a boy or a girl yet. Camille's memories and my memories weren't consistent. Yeah. Rosalie! Hey! Wake up! My darling bride! We're going to marry tomorrow. Without you, how am I supposed to decide on our baby's name? No, 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 no! That doesn't actually sound like Jean's voice, but like, whatever. Suddenly, a huge crack split through my brain. That name is wrong. No, that name is right. Rosalie said so. The Rosalie who died said so. No, Rosalie isn't dead. We haven't had our wedding yet. But when I heard that name... Well, this is an interesting way to do this. I remembered the alley when I found Rosalie covered in blood. This would have been a way more effective use of our time. Okay, is all I'm saying. Then I don't like that they're forcing kids on me, but I understand why they're doing it. Okay, I don't like it, but I understand why they're doing it, and I'm a little more invested at this point. Like, with, oh, okay, wait a minute, we're causing drama. I'm just saying, because, like, yes, even though we're starting off as Mathis being Camille, and then the other, like, the encore kind of endings, he was other psychopaths, I'm more connected to this because, like, I don't know, that ending still sticks in my brain. You know what I mean? It's the one that I don't remember the Salvation ending. Is that the one where, like, he remembers us every single time, like, Camille's dumping other people into him? Like, but I thought that was the path that was leading, and I don't remember what the ending was. That was, like, the path to the ending. One of them was that he killed us, I thought, was a bad ending. This was one of, where, like, he's now Camille or whatever. But I don't remember where they split or what happened. But, like, feeling disconnected with the encore kind of story and how it... But this is like, okay. We're interested now. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but Anyway, as long as you don't drag it out for 6 fucking hours. Let's be real. Like, you know? Uh, what the... My... Camille's Rosalie was in front of me. What is the E7QHFBBIE? Contradicting memories burned through my brain. Oh, he's blue screening. Camille? Rosalie desperately shook me as I collapsed onto the bed. It was then I noticed the heavy door had slowly swung open. A voice I heard every night spoke. Ah, when the downloaded memory conflicts with reality, it causes a crash. I guess it was too soon to talk about the baby. From above came a cold voice that was so familiar. Rosalie desperately grabbed onto the man. What can I do to save Mathis? It's simple. We just need to revert his memory and the environment back to before Camille crashed. Environment? Right. We can't have a single thing out of place. The man slowly reached out toward my Rosalie, which is why I need you to return back to the previous Rosalie. You don't dare touch my Rosalie, my Spacey. I think it's supposed to, but it's blocked out and it's supposed to be Ceres because that's her name, so that fits. They bleeped it, but they don't know if you change her name, how many letters it's going to be. So they just have the block, but it's supposed to be her actual name. I don't have enough strength left or a clear enough mind to yell it aloud. Is Sean gonna steal my baby? Because that's fucked up. Oh no! How many times are we gonna do this? Don't do it too much or it's gonna get repetitive and boring, but like, I'm okay with, we got the reboot. It had been a few months since my beloved Rosalie and I were married. Our life continued in this dark underground room. Oh, look at, we get a CG. Look at her just, no, look, girl. Rosalie, I want you to kiss me this time. I'd love to. She shyly turned her face away for a moment while we lay in bed. Her golden hair swayed as she mounted me and gave me a passionate kiss. Rosalie, your body is so frail. Sometimes when I hold you, I feel like you might break. You worry too much, Camille. I gently caressed her thin waist, pushed her onto the bed as usual. I wonder if someday you'll carry a child here as proof of our love. Oh, yeah. How long? So it makes you wonder, what did Jamil do? What did he do? Did he wait to reset Mathis until I had the baby? And how many fucking kids have I had now? How many fucking children do we have that he doesn't know about? Oh, God. Actually, look, I don't like it when games make me have babies, but in this one, I'll take it because this is fucked the hell up. I understand why they did it to, like, make him blue screen, but now you're like, how many kids do we actually have, or did Jamil, like, force us to terminate? You know what I mean? Like, what happened here? What happened? Oh, God. And it's horrifying. It's fucked up, and you're like, all right, I'll accept it, game, because you went batshit with this. When the time comes, I'll be sure to give them a great name. No matter if our child's a boy or a girl, I'm sure they'll be the cutest in the world. Yes, I'm sure. We have 6. She looked away from me for a moment. I looked on in confusion as to why when... Why don't we forget about that for now? I want you to focus on loving me, Camille. I gave a tender kiss to Rosalie, who expressed such adorable jealousy. Also, if Jamil is forcing termination, there's gonna come a point where she's not gonna be able to have kids anymore. So, like, I guess we won't have to worry about it. But, or he's like, okay, well, we'll just keep Mathis hooked up to these machines. He won't know that it's been, 6, 7, 8 months, depending on how far along you were. You gave birth. Are you good to go back now? All right, shove you back in the basement, reboot Mathis. And what is Camille actually getting out of this? Like, watching this happen, because he knows what's happening. Like, is he watching everything that goes on? And then he's, like, just vicariously living through fake him? And, like, this despair ending is great. It's terrifying, but it's great. But it's so bad. Anyway. I gave a tender kiss to Rosalie, who expressed such adorable jealousy. Oh, he's thinking she'd be jealous of our child. Oh, no. Cute. Good for thinking of that. Are they just... Okay, I'm just gonna say, you better not just, like... That's it! Seriously! Ah, my dear Rosalie, I don't need anything as long as you're with me. Excitement, change, and everything in between. And we'll get rid of anyone who gets in the way of our days together. Even those of our own blood. That's not really what happened, but... Okay, here's the thing about this. That was 20 minutes. No. No! No! You wasted 5 to 6 motherfucking hours on giving us alternate endings for shit we already basically did. And then the additional stories are 20 fucking minutes? No. Now I'm kind of mad about it. Now I think that the encore is a really shitty use of our time because you put way too much effort into dragging that out. You could have condensed that, cut it down, and put a little more effort into these. Now, yes, I don't want to see it rehashing and rehashing and rehashing. You know what I mean? Like, and the next day, and then the next day. I get it. Okay, we did this. But what I would have liked to have seen from this is like an additional like scene or something to explain what the fuck actually happened. What is Jean doing with our children? I want to know that. I guess they leave it open to interpretation, and maybe the Salvation one is longer because it's got save files and bad endings for it. So, but I don't know how I feel about the fact that you spent so much motherfucking time dragging us through fake Mathis and all of that for, hey, the extended parts are like 2 minutes, whatever, no big deal. This is where you should have spent your time, not there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel a little cheated right now. Like, this was far more fucking interesting. No, don't get me wrong. 2 hours would have been a little bit much, but push it where you 40 minutes to an hour or something. Maybe not that long, but a little bit more to explain what the fuck happened. Have it be in our perspective to kind of explain, or Jean's perspective, go and be like, now he's taking care of 3 kids, so you can be like, oh my god, we keep having kids and holy shit. And him just saying it, so a little scene, I just want to know. You know what I mean? Because he's like, we're gonna have to, he did say we're gonna have to reset you to the original Rosalie. And that implies that he did something to get rid of your baby. But he could also have been like, we're going to have to reset. So you're going to be locked somewhere else. And after a couple months, when you give birth, then we're going to throw you back down here. I don't know. You know what I mean? Although I think it was more along the lines of he did something. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Because, Mathis saying, you look so frail and I feel like I'm going to break you. You know what I mean? It's that seems like you went through some kind of traumatic procedure and not, I just gave birth a couple months ago. You know what I mean? Because to be fair, not everybody's going to go snatched ass waist after giving birth. You know what I mean? So it would be a little bit too long for him to wait. So, yeah. So I think we can safe to say that Jean terminated some stuff. But plus that little thing on the end screen afterward kind of made it sound like I'll kill anyone, including our own kids. So anyway, we'll see. We're not gonna leave that. We might as well just start the other ending here. So the emotion stuff at the same time. So we're going to start the more salvation stuff. Devoted beyond salvation. And I don't have any fucking memory of what the hell this ending was, so. How long have I felt this pain in my chest? Each time I thought about him, my heart screamed and burned. But I needed to bear it. I needed to do this for the sake of the man who chose our love in exchange for his future. No. I needed to move onward with the child in my womb. Son of a bitch! In the best ending, you're making me have kids too? God damn it! I accepted it in that one because it was kind of fucked up. But Jesus, but now the happy endings... Ah, fuck my life. Alright, we're not starting off on a good foot with this game. We are not starting off on a good foot in this game. And if they do this with every single love interest, I'm really, really gonna hate playing this. Because I don't like it when they do this. I hate forcing kids on me. I took it in the depression ending because it was like, this is fucked up. And how many kids have we... And that, it's fucked up. And I'll take a fucked up bad ending, whatever. But this now is the happy ending. Sorry. No. Fucked up bad ending. This is bad ending 2.0. Jesus. I could tell, honestly, with the little thing in the background of that, I was like, I hope, but... What room are we in? I'm assuming we're me? Or are we somebody else? I thought we were me. But then again, if we're not us, then I take that back and I jump the gun. That's cool. That'd be way better. If we're not Spacey right now and we're someone else, awesome. But if I'm Spacey right now, I'm going to be mad. But I have no idea who we are. I'd never heard that... Oh, well, because I mean, like... Also, the background it's way too bright for white text. I'd never heard the sound of a clock ticking so slowly before. Nope, it's us. Son of a bitch. Unable to calm myself, I paced aimlessly around the guest room. Yeah, I don't like what they did here with this background. It is way too motherfucking white to have white text on top of it. It's a pain to read. It hasn't even been 10 minutes since he went into the other room. But it almost felt like an hour had already passed. Maybe I should have offered help after all. I paced and paced. It wasn't like this in the other ones. Why is it like this here? But he did say he could handle it on his own, so maybe I shouldn't bother him. I paced and paced and paced. I stopped my needless circling of the room upon hearing the door swing open. I hurriedly straightened my skirt and moved to the entrance to greet him. I'm hoping it's Mathis, I'm assuming. Sorry to keep you waiting. A gentle breeze. The beautiful white fluttered softly in the air. Yeah. Oh, look, he's got a new little outfit. It's adorable. Okay, we really have to... Options? This is really... Who fucking thought that this was a good idea? Like... I want to see if, like, turning the transparency down a little... No, that does not help either. Okay, hold on. I don't know who the fuck thought putting white text on a white fucking background seemed like a good idea. I swear to God, it has not been that hard to read until right now. Because that's what that doesn't look like it's hard to read at all, but that's also like 10 times bigger than it is. Let's see about this one. It seems weird, but... The other one's fancier, but this is still hard. This is painful. This is painful and so stupid. Put a shadow or something? Like, who did this? What is wrong with you? I'm playing on a giant fucking TV, and this hurts my eyes physically. Like, Jesus, I'm gonna go blind. How is it? Does it look strange at all? This text is a little bit better, but it's still... I feel like I have to squint, and it's, like, not good. It wasn't strange, but you took me by surprise. You look wonderful, Mathis. He really does. I like the outfit. It's good. Huh? A blush of red was born and spread across the sea of white. Well, guess you could say that I'm surprised myself. This is so nice. I wasn't sure it looked good on me. I hope it's not too much. At least that was my worry, but I never expected the person who I wanted to dress for would say such a thing so soon. Do I look like the head of the Claude family? Yes, very much so. I squinted my eyes and nodded briefly as I felt a rush of emotions beyond words. Why am I still dressed like a maid? At my response, Mathis smiled with relief. There was a beautiful artificial light in his eyes. Half a year had passed since the abductions and murders which were caused by a man who wished for his beloved's return. And that's a flashback CG that I do not remember. The perpetrator, Camille Claude, created a homunculus by the name of Mathis. Mathis's brain was in ruins to the point that he was near death, but... Okay, I vaguely remember this one. That's also the one in the very, that you see when you click the ending, but... He left behind his data to hold on to life somehow and eventually returned to my side. But in exchange, he lost most of his memories as Mathis Claude. Thankfully, it was by no means an ending of despair. I might be a reliever who easily forgets love, but if you don't mind, would you be willing to fall in love with me? Oh, I think I remember that. Do we think he was gone and then he came back and then his light illuminated confession signified a bright future where we could fall in love all over again. With his memories practically gone, we headed to the orphanage where I explained to him his origins and what happened. To be honest, I was very anxious about disclosing Mathis's history. After all, he was born from the countless sacrifices of the abducted women. Anyone would feel hurt and despair from hearing such facts. But Mathis listened on as I explained his past, and after thinking it over in depth, he declared with resolve, I'll take over the Claude family's legacy. I'm not doing it just to prevent the family's fall, but to become living proof that there were others who lived in the mansion. So he said. I mean, it's a new background, too. It's pretty. And the day finally arrived. I mean, we saw it just 2 seconds ago, but I just didn't comment that it was a new background. Anyway. With science support and with the rebuilding of the mansion, he was to be officially named head of the Claude family. Did the Ham mansion burn down? I don't remember. It would also mark the beginning of his work as a translator in earnest. I decided to continue working here to provide support to Mathis. I'd live in the mansion and periodically return to the orphanage to handle their chores. You really look good in that. Oh, but now that you're the head, maybe I should address you more formally. For example, how he was previously addressed. Perhaps Master Claude? At my question, Mathis shook his head. No, it's okay if you call me Mathis, because you're the person I love, and you love me too. You're my only one. My beloved. He does look really good in this. And actually, I feel like his sprite looks slightly... Did they do something different to his hair, too? Does the hair look slightly different? As he spoke, he held both of my hands as if cherishing them. I don't know what it is. And it could be absolutely nothing. It could just be because, the high collar and the neck, just, work. It's a good outfit. I could tell he was embarrassed by the blush on his cheeks, but I could also tell from the warmth of his hands that he didn't doubt what he said. His warm, gentle touch made me happier than anything else. Of course, Mathis. Please, from now on, please keep me close to you as your beloved. I responded with a smile. Thank you very much, but that's what I should be saying. Just because I took over the Claude family doesn't mean that everything will turn out all right. I'm sure there'll be many challenges moving forward, but let's do our best together, Spacey. For a future where we can fall in love again and again. Seeing Mathis's smile, I instinctively responded in the same way as before. Yes, gladly. We smiled together so that we can add to our current memories. It was then I felt like the lens of the camera that he left behind shone for a moment. The incident that Camille had the incident that Camille caused hadn't caused much of a stir among the people. Is this the new mansion? Is that why the interior's different? Is because did he burn the other mansion down or whatever? But look how cute this little house is. That's adorable. It's like a little mansion. It's a Mick mansion. The abduction of the prostitutes were generally accepted as part of Boros crimes. Lucas is like fucking mad about that. Although it's just a Lucas clone. With his, well, actually, no, wasn't it partially Lucas too? And like Lucas knew Boro was also out there as the clones, but like he was doing it for his sister. With his disappearance, the entire situation began to fade from collective memory. It's probably because Lucas is dead by this point. But we'll never forget what happened. So many lives were lost in those incidents. Not only that, we know how many of them tried to leave the country in search of happiness. A grave was prepared for the victims. Mathis arranged it in a beautiful place with a clear view of the ocean leading to the outside world. And so, those deeply involved in the incident had a firm grasp of the truth. Congratulations on your new position as head of the Claude family, Mathis. The mantle of leadership's a heavy one, so if you need any help, just let us know. I'll do my very best. Look, we got all our friends back, though. And Hugo doesn't hate us, because we're in love with Mathis and not Eve, so he's totes our best friend now. He's like, we can talk about boys together, Spacey. Okay. Listen, Hugo, we can share Eve, okay? There's such a thing as a throuple, I'm just saying. But, are you sure about this? I feel strange about receiving congratulations because the current me doesn't remember everything. Is that what's bothering you? Even if you don't remember us, we're all still friends, Mathis. Yeah, and if what you said is a concern, then... Oh, then what about me with my whole body and brain being replaced as a reliver? Then what about me with my whole body and brain replaced as a reliver? And don't let stuff like that bother you, got it? I just still feel weird about all this. Just make an effort to make new memories with us from scratch. Let's get along again, Mathis. Eve is such a little fucking golden retriever, isn't he? It's been a long time since I played the first game, but it's like, you know, you kind of remember, but at the same time you're like, you just forget how much of a little golden retriever he is. His outfit really is good, though. Like... Right, I agree. I'll keep at it. The sound of the celebratory toast echoed beautifully through the room. The table was set with a variety of dishes that I helped prepare, and in front of them... Oh, nope. Lucas ain't dead. I was gonna say, where's Adolphe? This is his house, and he's probably over there like, Jesus. Yeah, no, here we go. I understand wanting to congratulate Mathis, but why at my place? This is exactly what I fucking expected him to say. Okay. Listen, all I'm saying is we didn't need choices and we could have just 20 to 30 minutes of just happy. Just leave it. You know what? Just happiness. Don't take it away from me. Just leave it be happy, okay? This is what I want. There's shenanigans that you spent 5 hours on the other bullshit that was traumatic and dark. This is what I want, the happiness. Let's not talk about the fact that this route started mentioning a baby. Let's not talk about that. Shh. Forget it ever happened, game. Don't remind me. But like here, we're all just happy and chuckle fucking and all. Everybody's buddy. We're just this gaggle of idiots. Great. Please tell me Cyan's drunk in a corner somewhere here. Probably not, but... I suppose it's become the norm for us, hasn't it? Adolphe held his head in his hands, while Lucas stood next to him, chuckling with a glass of wine. Are you sure you're okay drinking that? Just the other day you were being treated for a stomach injury from the car accident, right? Please do not worry. My doctor has confirmed that I've made a full recovery. The only thing left for me is to apply some ointment to reduce scarring, it seems. I see. Well, that's good to hear. You're the one who got off of my chest from snugging with me to jump to my knee to then try to bite my hand that is on my controller. You are a jerk face. Why are you being a big fat jerk face? I'm just sitting here with my hand propped on my leg and No! Just bad boy! We do not just attack for no reason. Choose a bad bird. And then he's looking at me like, what? No fucks given. You's mean. You's a big fat jerk. He's like, then fucking pet me, bitch. You's nasty bird. You's a big fat nasty jerk face. Oh, you's the nastiest. Oh, you don't mean. You don't mean. Yes, you are. I say that. It's being so cute right now. Except for the biting. You're being a jerk. Here, I'll put my hand up so you can snugs. Come here. I must say it's a shame as a teacher that I wasn't able to help you and Mathis because of the accident. Who knows what would have happened if you two if Adolphe and the others hadn't found you locked in the mansion. If anyone has to be ashamed, it's us for not doubting Jean. No, Camille. Yeah, we need to thank him for telling us where to find you two. And then again, he was suspicious at first, too. Unco. Maybe it was because the number of deaths had decreased after we solved the mystery. Uncle, if you didn't stop me from committing suicide that day, I would never have been able to meet Mathis. Thank you so very much. I'll never forget what you've done for me. He's like, I kind of did it for me, but then you keep falling in love with other assholes every single time. So, like, what the fuck? I should say the same to you, dear princess. I wish for your path to bring you as much happiness as possible. Or perhaps a blessing from the Watchman is more of a curse. I hadn't seen Anko since then. For some reason, my powers of misfortune seemed to have subsided completely. I assumed he did something to dispel the curse. Which is, like, really bizarre, because, like, the curse is just gone, whatever, don't worry about it. I hope I get to see him again one day. I'm a bit disappointed that I couldn't invite Cyan after everything he's done for us. He's a very busy person, so it can't be helped. I bet he wouldn't have come anyway. Then again, you'll be seeing a lot more of him now that you're working at the Claude family business. He's right. Not to mention investigations into the incident are still ongoing. I suppose. I'll be sure to thank him in person next time then. Mathis nodded in response as his white clothes waved gently in the air. Lucas looked at Mathis with a calm gaze. Mathis, perhaps this may be a rude question, but the hair sash you're wearing, did that belong to Jean? I mean, Camille. I should have expected some to take notice. I had mixed feelings when I first helped Mathis put it on. Now that you mention it, it looks really similar. Yeah, at first I thought it was just a coincidence, but I'm guessing you found an extra one somewhere in the mansion? Yeah. There was a time when I thought about wearing something different, but after discussing it with Spacey, I chose this. As his younger brother, I wanted to carry it to show my willingness to atone for the sins he committed. Also, in a way, because you wouldn't exist without him. To be fair, as shitty as he was, you're like, I would not exist if it weren't for his crazy antics. So a thing like that's easier said than done. Indeed. If the public learns about the culprit behind the incidents, they may look upon you coldly. I'm prepared for that. After all, I was born from the other's sacrifices, so it's my responsibility. I see. It's one thing if you were alone, but there's two of you now, so you'll be fine. Look at Adolphe looking all sexy over there. Adolphe looked at me with kind eyes as I sat next to Mathis. God, he's beautiful. Thank you, Adolphe. I've caused you enough trouble up till now, but I'm sure we'll be fine. I'm going to do my very best so that I can hold hands with Mathis for as long as possible. I mean, don't get me wrong, Lucas is beautiful too, but... Hey, easy there. That kind of passion's rare in our Michelle. You two might be the first ever. Yep. That's a beautiful kind of love. Makes me a bit envious, too. Well... This was quite embarrassing, and It was even more perplexing since I had no intention of refusing what they were saying. Instead of getting embarrassed like me, Mathis was confident. I'm pretty happy to hear you guys say that. I love Spacey and I love myself for falling in love with her again. He responded with a heartfelt smile. That's actually adorable. Indeed, it's very heartwarming to see you two like this. Lucas smiled gently at the sight of us together. He then reached out to the camera that we borrowed from the Institute and took a picture of us. Really? You gonna take a picture of us and not give us a fucking CG? Fucking really? Bullshit! After that, the celebratory feast continued and we took more pictures together. It tastes so good. I knew it from the diary, but the food you prepared is really good, Eve. Mathis was having the time of his life eating the homemade dishes that Eve cooked. I thought Eve basically almost killed everyone with the food he made. I thought he was Van Helsing 2.0. Really? I'm so happy you're enjoying my food again, Mathis. There's a lot more where that came from, so feel free to let me know if you want more. Yes, and thank you. Yeah, okay, no, everybody's got looks of astonishment on their face, so I wasn't wrong. What a fearsome sight indeed. I suppose his sense of taste remains even after becoming a reliever. To think that all the food set in front of Mathis are Eve's evil creations. I can feel the blood draining from my whole body. Yeah, okay, no, I wasn't wrong. Oh, while we're at it, I might as well cook the fish I brought from home. I just came up with a new recipe. Right, because he also eats the death flowers because he's a psychopath. Right, okay, right. See, it's fun rediscovering some shit. Wait, Eve, I won't let you. Even that fat fish of yours is trying to live life to the fullest despite its fears. This was really such a fun and lively feast. It gets really hard every once in a while. Once you miss one little word, your brain just stops processing the white on white. I continued taking pictures of Mathis smiling and laughing with everyone. It's like you kind of have to half tune out and just let your eyes go across and hope it translates to your brain. But every once in a while, once you trip, it's all of a sudden your eyes are like, I can't focus anymore. And then it's like, and then you're like, I can't see anymore. Everyone says that time flies when you're having fun. True to those words, by the time I had finished taking so many smiling photos, the sun had completely set. Like our new little house. By the time I cleaned up and returned to the mansion, it was almost bedtime. Normally this was the time when I would also be sleeping in preparation for housework in the morning. But not tonight. Well, chicka wow wow. Since I wasn't able to sleep, I simply finished developing the photos I took. I sorted through the prints and looked at the many memories that were taken after reuniting with Mathis. All the pictures are so nice. Mathis looked bright and brilliant in every picture, and I couldn't take my eyes off him. Are you organizing the photos? Mathis got up from his desk and sat down next to me. Yeah, we have a lot of photos now, so I thought I'd go through them tonight. And then let me help. I was just about finished with my studies. From the stack that I put in chronological order, he picked up a photo of himself. It feels a bit strange. It's different from looking at myself in the mirror. I never knew I smiled so much in my everyday life. Look at he's all blushy. It's only a fraction of how often you really smile. You know, you smile so brightly in front of me now. I'm glad. I feel better just hearing that. Better? Which meant, Mathis, is there something that's bothering you? Hearing my question, Mathis lightly scratched his cheek. Well, I was born again in a unique manner, different from normal relivers, right? Which is why I was slightly anxious about whether I was correctly expressing my emotions. After all, I don't have the memory needed to determine whether my expressions are correct or not. Mathis. Mathis quickly shook his head upon seeing my clouded expression. It's like the makings of a, horror movie, to be fair. Like the, I don't know how to express emotions. Or like the Deliverer, this is how you express love, right? By stabbing people to death? I'm just saying! I think we're fine here, but I don't know. but in good now after what you said. At the very least, the Mathis Claude you see in front of you isn't a broken doll anymore. I'm an actual living reliver who loves you for who you are. Mathis then proceeded to pick up a photo that Mother took for us. Even from my perspective, I can tell I look really happy in the picture. True, but I look just as happy as you do, if not happier, don't you think? I suppose that means we're sharing our happiness with each other. That's right. I'm very happy to know that we feel the same way, Mathis. Me too. Mathis smiled gently, then laid his head upon my shoulder. I think I understand Camille's feelings more now with the memories I have of him. He suddenly lost the love he shared with his beloved in a terribly merciless way. If that were me, I might have gone completely mad. I'd also do whatever I possibly could to bring you back to life. Mathis, I know what Camille did was unforgivable, but just from his memory alone, I can tell very clearly how much he loved Rosalie. Which is why I don't want to dismiss the strength of his feelings by owing them to madness alone. I agree. Throughout all the chaos, he stayed with Rosalie until the very end. Which is why I know for sure that he was your brother who honestly sought love. I'm happy to hear you say that. Mathis's beautiful eyes narrowed as if to savor the word brother. Someday, I'll understand him in the truest sense. Then I can call him brother from the bottom of my heart. When that day comes, we can visit him and Rosalie where they're resting in peace. Yeah, one day. As if making a promise, we looked at each other and smiled at the same time, so I'm assuming Jean is dead in this ending. I don't remember. I mean, the building burned down, so... The next day, you know what I mean, like, the house, apparently was destroyed, so... Mathis finished his work and his studies, while I finished my daily chores more quickly than usual. Well, because the mansion looks half the size that it was, so... With the whole afternoon open, we decided to go to the marsh for some shopping. To outsiders, it must seem as though we're... dating, I suppose. I felt a ticklish feeling run through me as I thought of it. Looking back, all I've done since reviving is study and get medical examinations. It's been a long time since we've been out alone together like this, hasn't it? Yeah, I believe the last time was when we came here to go through your previous memories. Then... Mathis raised his brows proudly. As a man, I have to lead you properly. Please hold on to me tightly so that we don't become separated, Spacey. Sure. Hearing how determined he was, I reached out to him, but... What do I do? How should I hold on to him? Link arms, hold his hand. Both of those are good. Link arms. Okay. What? I had to reach over and get the... I didn't take my hand away from you. Okay. With a renewed resolve, I linked my arm around his. Oh, this makes me more nervous than holding hands. Should I let go a bit? No, you're perfectly fine. We're a couple, so we shouldn't be ashamed. Now, off we go. If you see anything you're interested in, please let me know. As if embarking on an adventure, Mathis took a big step forward. When... What? I wasn't used to having someone pull me forward, and we almost tripped. I'm sorry. Did you twist your ankle? I'm fine. You kept me up right away. My heart was racing for a different reason now. I'm sorry, I just wanted to use this. I just wasn't used to this. I'll match your pace from now on, Mathis. No, I'll match your pace. It'd be awful if I threw you off balance again. You sure? Well, if you say so. All right, ready and... This time we were successful in taking a step forward without tripping. It's kind of adorable, but I feel like it was a little unnecessary to go through that whole thing. You link arms and you walk off and then like, oh, we have no idea how to walk. Oh my God. Like, listen, I kind of thought you needed to maybe pad out the bad ending thing a little bit. But then I don't mean like this, where you're like putting in unnecessary, like we didn't, I know it was only a couple lines, but like, my brain is like, was this necessary? My answer is no. We did it. Now let's keep going. Again, totally pointless. Oh, that was Mathis saying that. Anyway, okay, fine. Another step, then another. We proceeded onward with our arms linked together. But, oh, we're being too careful with each step that we're not making much progress at all. I get it, it's kind of cute, like they're awkward around each other, but it's also extremely fucking unnecessary, and it's just here to drag out the runtime, I feel like. Like, okay. And we're still going with it. At this rate, the sun will set before we get to see the whole marsh. I wonder what's different about how we've done this compared to other people. Maybe it's the angle of our bodies. Maybe it's the way our arms are linked together. We both examined our attempt, determining different causes with each odd step we took when... I don't know who's saying, my, I thought I saw an adorable pair of lovebirds from afar. Oh, okay, it sounded like me. I can't believe how cute you are, even with all your troubles. If only Amelie were here to see this. Mother appeared from the crowd, her habit swaying gracefully. Sister Salome. Did you see everything from the beginning? Yes, I watched with rapt attention, but I wasn't the only one. Did you not notice an adoring audience smiling at you all this time? Huh? Kids. Everyone. I looked around and saw that a number of gentle eyes were focused on us. Unable to bear their gaze, Mathis and I blushed and looked away. Okay. Like, it does seem like it's a little pointless, but when you bring it around and like, look, everyone's laughing at you and it's giggling and everybody's sharing it our love. Okay, it's kind of cute. All right, fine. All right, I'll give you that. Fine. Odd use of our time, but still, okay. You brought it back. Seeing us so flustered, Mother chuckled. Come now, no need to be embarrassed. I once went through the same thing with my husband. Well, if you say so. Huh. Well, wait a moment, Mother. Did I hear you right? I thought you said husband. I mean, we knew that, obviously, she had a husband, but did we not, the character, not know that she had a husband? I thought that was... Why do I feel like that... Why do I feel like I thought that was common knowledge, is what I was trying to say, like, for us as a character? By any chance, Sister Salome, are you married? He asked in a quiet and careful manner, to which Mother responded with a girlish tilt of her head. Oh my. Did I not tell you, Spacey? It's the first I've heard of it, and I think Adolphe doesn't know either. At my response, Mother put a hand on her cheek and let out another, oh my. I'm very sorry. This was decades ago, so I thought I had told you all about it. I mean, yeah, I feel like maybe it wasn't pertinent in Mathis's route, so he didn't know, but... By decades ago, do you mean? Mathis asked politely, and Mother responded with a quiet nod. You're correct. My husband passed away many years ago. As well as the precious son we had together. Because the thing is we knew she had a son, you know what I mean? Like... I'm sure he's now watching over me and my children's lives from heaven. I see. I was both surprised and convinced. Mother loved every child equally, including the girl known as Death. She had the presence of a mother that you couldn't just get from running an orphanage. I'm very sorry. Don't worry. I wanted to tell you anyway. Mother gave a gentle smile and said she was happy to talk about her family. The reason I began running the orphanage was to fulfill a promise I made to my husband and my son. My means to fulfill that promise and the friends at my side have dwindled considerably, but their precious wishes still remain strong in my heart to this very day. I looked at Mother's eyes as she spoke, nostalgic for memories from another life. Her eyes were beautiful beyond words and seemed to radiate a gentle light. Mother really is amazing. To show such love for the children despite losing her own, it must have been unspeakably difficult, except for the fact that, like, her kid ain't dead. 'Cause we know it's Dahut, you know. Wasn't it? 'Cause she was the fucking queen. She might not look like herself anymore, but she wasn't she? Wasn't it? Really? Isn't she Catherine? Which was Dahut's mother? Like, right? What? Or was that just wishful thinking on my part? Somebody remind me, because I was like, they have the same fucking color eyes. You know what I mean? But I thought she was, but she doesn't look like, because she was running the Society of Exorcists or whatever the that Capucine's running. And, like, with that, you can change your appearance, because Capucine changed his appearance from being Orty, and then thinks he killed her, but she ain't dead. So Capucine has no idea that Salome was really the woman that used to... You know what I mean? Isn't that what happened? Like, as we went on? Oh, Jesus. Anyway, I'll have to look it up and be like, what the fuck actually happened? Because I thought it was. Anyway. Well, yeah, because doesn't at the very end in the like grand finale kind of ending thing, doesn't Salome show up and is like, I'm going to have to kill you and has to kill Dahut because he's like a psychopath and like kills her own son and shit like that, right? Right? Am I crazy? Did I fucking have a fever dream? Did I hallucinate all that? Anyway. To show such love for the children despite losing her own, it must have been unspeakably difficult, I read that. She must have compared the children to her own son, or maybe even saw her son in them. Still, Mother never let herself look sad in front of us. She loved us as individuals and always called us compassionately by name. I never felt as though she treated any of us as a replacement for her lost son. As I looked on, mesmerized by her beautiful eyes... Sister Salome, you're a reliver, aren't you? Yes, indeed. After hearing your story, I started to wonder, does your love for your husband and your son still remain in your memory? Mathis's voice was careful yet hopeful. Mathis. I immediately understood the curiosity behind his question. We made a promise to fall in love no matter how many times we became relivers, but it would be best if we could retain our feelings of love without losing them each time. I could see that he was trying to think of every possible way for us to make that happen. But, no, unfortunately not. The answer was a no. It may sound callous, but I've come to realize that miracles don't always come true. The love I felt for my husband has vanished, and I'm slowly forgetting the love I felt for my son. As it stands, I can no longer remember the joy I felt when he was born. Then why... Mathis asked why she was working to fulfill the promise, to which Mother replied that it would be easy. I'm so happy and proud to have loved these wonderful people and to have been part of their family, even if I can no longer remember the feelings themselves. Every time I look back at the records that remain in my memory, I feel a newfound joy from them. A newfound joy? That's such a nice way to see things. Mother looked so bright to me as she spoke with her honesty about her experiences. And that's an interesting twist that they never had in the first game. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you're going to forget your love. But she's over there like, no, I forgot my love for my husband. Like, if I were looking at a picture, I wouldn't be like, oh, my love for him. I wouldn't have any feelings, but I can look back at my memory and realize that the memories I had were wonderful and that the person I was at that time loved him. So I get a joy from seeing, like, I feel good about those memories, even if I don't remember the love behind them. And, like, that's still, like, a pretty decent, like, way to look at it. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of a nice little twist. The love's not there, but there's still something magical about those memories. You know what I mean? I do hope what I said helps in some way. I looked at Mathis and saw that he was quietly repeating the words she said. He then slowly put his hand to his chest. Yes, thank you very much, Sister Salome. I'm grateful I had the chance to speak with someone who can share knowledge about the emotions that remain in memory. I'm very relieved to know that it's possible. Good to hear. Even if the circumstances of your birth are complicated, there's no doubt that there's a part of Amelie and her family in you. I hope that for their sakes you're able to live a happy life, Mathis. Oh, that's true. Amelie was his mother. Well, not really mother, but and was Salome's friend or whatever. With my dear daughter, of course. Yes, I promise. Mathis held my hand and nodded firmly. Mathis? We'll keep going one step at a time. We don't have to go by what's been done before. We just have to be ourselves and go our own way. Someday, these slow early days will be a memory we can look back on proudly. I agree. Mathis and I thanked Mother, and we slowly walked onward at our own pace. Being a couple might not come naturally to us, and we may sometimes appear childish to others, but Spacey. Yes? What is it? I just wanted to say your name. Come on. In that case, I'm going to say your name whenever I feel like it too, Mathis. You're very welcome too. I love it when you call my name. I was sure our every exchange would be a unique part of what we left upon this world. The early days of young love. They would become a wonderful memory to look back on in our next life and beyond. And that is so, there's no way, hold on, that would be the ending, you know what I mean? Because there's choices and there's bad endings, and we haven't saved, so you know what I mean? So you know that wasn't an ending, but I'm like, that is so ending coded, like, hi, here's the end, isn't it romantic? And this is the problem, I feel like. Hold. Here's me. I was going to give the bird a break, and I go to take my fucking headset off like I'm done fucking recording. Jesus fucking Christ, I'm stupid today. But this is like, it's so fucking ending coded. And they do this a lot in this game, and they're like, here's this beautiful romantic thing, and it sounds like the end. And then you go on for 32 more scenes. Did you go, baddies? Why don't you stay there and go? Okay. You know what I mean? But like, there's no way I thought this was going to be the end. I just smacked my microphone. Jesus Christ, you guys. Because like, there was no way it was going to be the ending, because we haven't made our choices and shit like that, and like, done our save files and whatnot, but like, what the hell? You know? But anyway, yeah, so we'll wrap this part up here, and we'll continue. I don't know. I can't imagine. I don't think there's as much. There's only 2 save files, and there's a lot. Actually, there's a lot of choices in this one. I just kind of scrolled down. So, I don't know. We could be here for fucking days. Well, yes, it will be days, but I meant for me recording, even if I do a couple hours a day, we could be here for fucking forever. So, we'll see what happens, but I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.